This is part 4.5 of the Wish Jeep, where I restore a 1986 Jeep CJ7 to auction off, all proceeds benefiting the Make-A-Wish Foundation. In this episode, we're doing something a little different, and that's because on Friday the 26th, the Wish Jeep is going on TV. I'll talk more about that at the end of the video, but because of that, I'm just going to be filling the gap between my last video and what you're going to see on TV, which will be part 5. So let's get started. The sponsor of this video is Caniso's Collision in Natomas. They have generously agreed to do all the paint and body work on the Wish Jeep, and as you will see, they did a fantastic job. After sandblasting the body and taking it to their shop, we got started. The first step was to replace the old rear floor panel. We drilled out all the old spot welds and cut along the sides to remove it. We then spot welded all the original braces and brackets in their proper locations to the new floor panel to make sure it looks just like it did from the factory. After replacing the floor, we welded it back into place. We then patched the sections of floor that had rusted through under the roll-off. Next, we weld up all the small holes from old rivets in the side of the tub. Here we are reshaping the left rear quarter panel.
One direction. Now you can see all the low spots.
Now we make the last little patches on the doors, fenders, and grille. All the people at Kinesos have been fantastic to work with, and I really appreciate their support of this project. If you need any bodywork or collision repair done, you should definitely give them a call. The finished paint and bodywork will be shown on TV this Friday, and I promise you will be very impressed when you see it. Stay tuned for more information. So we're about ready to do all the final paint work on this Jeep. And because this Jeep was never a complete Jeep when I started, it's kind of a coming together of parts. I never had the original hinges, so I'm having to go out and find new hinges to put this all together before we paint it. Now, they do make reproduction hinges, but they are very different from the factory ones. They just don't last very long, they don't look very good, so I was trying to find the original ones. Now, for some reason, you can't find driver door hinges. You can only find passenger ones. So I figured maybe we could cut this and flip it over and make a driver door hinge, and that would be a lot less expensive. The reproduction ones are like $200, which is absolutely ridiculous. I got these passenger hinges for like $20. So I think we can make it look really good. So we're just going to cut right down here, and we're going to try and pound this pin out, flip it, and move this up, and hopefully we'll have ourselves a set of driver door hinges for really cheap, and they'll be more functional than the reproduction ones. So this is what the passenger hinge is going to look like, right? The pin comes down, and it just uses gravity to sit in the little sleeve that holds it. And so our driver hinge is going to look the exact same way, except with the pin flipped. So we can't just flip this pin because it's got this little rolled thing going. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to cut this right here as evenly as we can and just slide it up so the pin sits up here. Then we're going to have to grind off this weld on the bottom and try and pound this out, flip the pin, and then weld it again on the top. So let's get started and see how it goes. Well, there we go. There's our full set of hinges. Obviously, I have another one of the passenger ones, but here's our two driver hinges. The second one turned out a lot better than the first one did. Not to say the first one was bad, but this one, you know, once you do something once, it's so much easier, exponentially easier the second time. Turned out really, really nice, I think. I don't think anyone will be able to tell that this one was converted unless they saw this video. But this one is about as good as it gets. So, once that's painted, you will not be able to tell at all. Finally, I'm just going to go over some of the work I've done on the motor between my last video and now. So I just installed our brand new Flow Cooler water pump. This water pump is really cool. It's an upgrade from a factory water pump in that it has a clutch system inside of it. So it's high flow at low RPMs, and then it matches the factory flow at high RPMs. So you're always getting the maximum flow that you need, which is really cool. And now we're gonna install the piece that goes right here, which is right here. This is the updated version. That's for the multi-port injection, which is what we're putting on this motor. And it has the water temp sensor built into it. I've got a brand new 195-degree thermostat, some bolts, and some gasket maker. Here we go. And there we go, all installed. Looks pretty nice, all that aluminum. For our exhaust, we're using this 4.0 liter Dorman exhaust manifold. We upgraded to the 4.0 liter because of our new head that we have. We upgraded to the Fel-Pro gasket. This particular manifold has these flexible joints welded into the first and 6th tube. This is to correct the problem that they had with the factory exhaust manifold where they would crack. And this solves the issue, and this will hold up for a long time. And there it is installed on the motor. Looks pretty nice. For our intake manifold, we're going to be using this upgraded Mopar multi-port injection 4.0 liter manifold. This will let us fuel inject the Jeep, and you can get a lot more horsepower with these. So let's install it. And there we have our exhaust and intake manifold bolted up and ready to go. Thank you very much for watching. Now if you want to see the rest of this in part 5, where I set the painted body on this chassis that I built, remember to turn your TV on at 9:30 on Friday the 26th. I'm not exactly sure which channel it'll be on because of the way television works. It'll probably be on either channel 40 or channel 3. But remember to check that out. I'll put it in the description when I know what channel it's going to be on. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to support this project, you can donate at the link in the description below. Or if you'd just like to follow along and show your support, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel or follow me at The Wish Jeep on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you very much.